Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have a great and wonderful day. And we have some interesting news that's happened to Disney that, unfortunately, is coming to pass. We're gonna have go a little bit here with, maybe Disney might being sold off. Maybe Disney is getting an offer that they may not be able to refuse, and something is knocking on their door. Well, what we have here is that we're going to go through this first. The man who proves going woke will make you go broke. How billionaire Republican donor and activist investor Nelson Peltz turns businesses around by telling them to cut the politics and put profits first, as he sets his sights on Disney. So, obviously, he's an 80-year-old man that is going to go, has turned a lot of these businesses around without having to go completely woke. And, of course, this is something that, is kind of obvious. We see a lot of these companies going woke and then, definitely going broke. And I think our greatest contender with that is Bud Light and how they fared visibly. Well, we have this right here. Disney caught surprised by the return of activist investor Nelson Peltz. Source. So, apparently he's coming back with a great vengeance to go maybe purchase Disney. We're going to go with this here, though. The pressure just got stronger for Bob Iger to carve up Disney. We have this here. The pressure knob for Bob Iger had just turned a little higher. Like in any classic Disney movie, a would-be antagonist is back with a plan. In this case, that comes in the form of CEO Bob Iger's own personal antagonist, activist investor Nelson Peltz. Peltz, who runs hedge fund fund management, has been upping his stake in Disney for months. He now has a holding of about 30 million shares worth more than $2.5 billion and is expected to ask for multiple board seats, the Wall Street Journal reported late Sunday. It's a sequel to the billionaire Peltz's first proxy fight against the House of Mouse, which ended in February after Disney agreed to cutting costs and laying off about 7,000 of his employees. We wish the very best to Bob, the management team, and the board, Peltz said on CNBC at the time. We will be watching, we will be rooting. If he has indeed been watching, he probably hasn't loved what he's seen. Since Disney's stock price peaked for the year in February at about $113 per share, it's fallen more than 25% to about $84 per share. So what could Peltz want this time? Tran declined to comment, and Peltz hasn't discussed a specific plan, but if he's following his typical playbook, stripping away declining assets and focus on profit, it will likely mean a call for breaking up Disney. ABC and Disney's other linear networks like FX and the Disney Channel could be among the first to go. While Iger once considered the news network to be the Disney's crown jewel, he's been apparently floating the idea of Disney selling ABC since the Sun Valley conference earlier this year when he let it slip that they may not be core. ESPN 2 could be spun off. While Iger has been hesitant to say anything about selling the sports network, there's no doubt it's an attractive asset for buyers, particularly a tech company like Apple. It checks every box. If they want to live sports content, that would be a massive growth engine. Wedbush Securities analyst Dan Eves, I think it's Eves? We're going to go Fives. Told Insider last month, I believe it's a matter of not if, but when Apple buys ESPN. Apple hasn't commented on the speculation and didn't respond to a request for comment for this story. If a breakup happens, what's left will be Disney's film studios, parks, and streaming. The businesses Iger has said will drive the broadest growth in value creation over the next 5 years. Fair shareholder like Peltz, the goal of these moves would be to improve the stock price and make sure Disney follows through on a plan to pay dividends. And at least some analysts think a possible breakup is a good move. When a stock is under pressure, as Disney has been, it needs to unload core assets and conserve capital, media, and NBA advisor Peter Cassidy told Insider last month. We have this here from Fox News. Yes, we don't trust Fox News with everything that's going on here, right? We just don't do it. But we have this Trump-supporting billionaire battles Disney CEO Bob Iger over control of the company. A billionaire Trump-supported investor Nelson Peltz is taking a Disney CEO in a battle that may determine the future of one of the most influential entertainment companies in the world. Disney stock plummeted by 44% in 2022, according to QZ, and the company as a whole has come under attack from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, but Disney's biggest trouble may come from within. Nelson Peltz threatens to disrupt market interest. Comeback Variety headlined on Tuesday, just one day ahead of a critical earnings call for Disney. It's a fight that may determine the fate of Disney and one of the most powerful and influential entertainment companies on the planet. It also appears to represent a political turning point, as current CEO Iger has said that he would consider a role in the Biden administration before the president took office. Peltz, on the other hand, publicly supported Donald Trump in 2020. So you can probably see where this is going here, where this man may just completely disrupt Disney in all possible way. Nelson Peltz threatened to disrupt Bob Iger's Disney. It goes to, English here. It also appears to represent a political turning point. And Peltz is known to be unhappy with his response to the so-called "Don't Say Gay" bill, according to Variety, and is tied to Marvel Entertainment chairman like Perlmutter and another major Trump donor. Perlmutter now appears to be betting on DeSantis for the 2024 presidential election, Variety reported. Peltz, who has nearly $1 billion stake in Disney through Triumph Fund Management, is facing major opposition and stalling tactics from Disney's board. Peltz was stonewalled at meetings, and when he tried to meet with Iger in December, he was told that CEO would be sailing and wouldn't be available until January, per Variety. But Peltz has another chance to battle Iger for control on Wednesday during February 8th earnings call meeting. Disney made the new tolerance campaign's Worst of the Woke list in 2022, but after the company issued a statement condemning DeSantis for passing what is called the Don't Say Gay bill. So, that's what's been happening. And we have this here, that another headache for Disney. Activist investor Nelson Peltz is back and said to be seeking board seats, report. So, so it doesn't seem like Disney is in a very good state here. It looks like Nelson Peltz is really going to take the fire and brimstone approach and wanting to be seeking board seats. And it says another headache for Disney, and a lot of the woke media is not very happy or keen about this. Because we all know one thing. If we have a man that votes for Donald Trump, then you probably have a man that is not going to put in wokeness and get rid of wokeness entirely and make something good for kids. And what actually means probably setting a new cultural standard for the rest of America to follow, which is usually a good thing. And Disney has a lot of problems, and it seems they're going to have hell to pay because this man is coming for the jugular. Hopefully we see what happens next in the coming months. Or maybe even coming weeks, because it doesn't seem to be too great. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.